What's going on, guys? Welcome to another installment of the Mental Health Checkup on the Renegade Pop Culture Network. My name is Mike. Joining me, as always, is Kiona.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a rough week.
Oh, yeah, we'll get into that. Also joining us is Jacob.
Hi, as always.
And making her Renegade Pop Culture debut, please welcome Amanda.
Hi, how's it going?
Welcome, Amanda. Good to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, great to have you here on what I'm sure is going to be a pretty wild discussion.
And there you go. It's already wild.
Serendipity.
Great
It's like-
start.
Telephone call.
That's like God's like, I accept your challenge.
Let's interrupt this, shall we?
I just wanted somebody to pick up the phone and just be like, "You rang?"
Yeah.
It was me. I was the caller.
All right.
Oh.
So,
Sorry
what's
about
first
that.
on the docket, Mike?
So the main theme of this episode is we're all it's a new year, so
Mhm.
we all have New Year's resolutions. But before we get there, now is just the time to just speak your mind. If there's something you need to get off your chest, if there's an announcement you want to make, or you just want to give a general update on how you've been doing over the past couple months, the floor is yours. Kiona, I'll start with you.
You know, apart from the wackiness that happened and the the crazy, tragic, disturbing, disillusioning thing that happened a couple of days ago in the national capital, in the Capitol building, it's like, apart from that, it's been a pretty decent week for me. Like, I have to say, like, I think that, with us getting a chance to interview the directors of White Lie yesterday, Mike, that was really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not usually a morning person, but
Me neither.
I mean, I have to be for work, but
Mm.
that was a fun experience.
Yeah, that was good. They were very cool. I'm sure that they had like a ton of stuff to do, so it was really nice of them to take some time out of their schedule to talk with us, and and also just the thought of getting Arcade back up and running. We want to have Renegade Arcade back up on this, and I kind of want to make that one of the pillar shows of Renegade pop culture. As we know, that kind of fell by the wayside last year because we just had a hard time scheduling it, and so I'm going to try to make it a weekly show now, and going to try to get more voices on there. I hope that I can get, like my buddy Chris Clow on there at one point. He does the Discovery Debrief show for Star Trek fans out there. Does a bunch of things, actually. He's a very cool guy. And yeah, I mean, it's just apart from the elephant in the room, which is the crazy, the people storming the Capitol. Apart from that, man, my week has been pretty decent.
Jacob, you want to go next?
It was a stressful time I'm just gonna get right here. It was very stressful watching the things that happened on Wednesday unfold. Like I was already scared that there would be a hiccup in appointing the Congress finally appointing officially Joe Biden to be the president. I was afraid that like Mike Pence would betray his duty and would just let his loyalty to Trump lead him. And then he announced that he acknowledged that a vice president has no rights to overturn an election. And at first it seemed things were going smoothly. I was like, okay, well, I can finally relax. It looks like it's official now. And then the protesters, they approached the Capitol. I'm like, what a bunch of morons. Look at all these weirdos. Like they haven't acknowledged that it's over. And then I saw they were actually enter the building. I was like, oh no, oh no. Like and the last hours, like I was genuinely scared that they would do something that would turn things around in their favor. Like I was genuinely like, because my anxiety is already bad as it is, just to see that, just to see, like anything, any hiccup in a plan like that automatically sends me to the worst possible scenario, as it does for anyone else with anxiety. And so and then of course things, they just went back on track, things together, but that was scary for me and just its own unique way, I guess, for me. And since then, not only is Biden officially going to be the president, but Trump's Twitter was finally taken off, finally
Oh man,
pulled down,
that should have been
as
done
as it should have been a long time
long
ago.
ago.
Oh yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of his ilk has quit Twitter in solidarity. It's now they're joining Parlor.
I'm so sad to see them go, honestly.
Don't stop, come
No,
back.
come back.
Yeah, so it this week it has turned around for me, at least, because I was worried it would be a lot worse.
I was so sad and shocked to see the quartering leave Twitter. I was like,
Oh no, what a
oh
tragedy.
dear, oh
Don't
no,
let the
what a
door
tragedy,
pitch on the way out.
what a tragedy, sir.
You're gonna have to bitch that the cartoon characters in She-Ra aren't sexy enough for your liking somewhere else.
Good lord.
Wow. Yeah, I'm just like, what? How?
Oh boy. We could do a whole podcast about
Yeah.
his whole insanity, but Amanda, the audience doesn't know you yet, so
No pressure.
so yeah, tell me a little bit something about yourself.
Oh gosh.
Suddenly there's a Scott Pilgrim spotlight just shining right on you.
So, my name's Amanda. I've been friends with Michael and Fiona for a while now. I've had a bit of a whirlwind of the past couple of years, but I'm going to give you the nice little Clip Notes version here. Um, so I went back to school from basically associates in art because I am a slight artiste, if you will. Um, and I I love geeky things. I love art. I love history. I have literally a picture of Lorenzo Medici hanging in my room, the leader of Florence, Italy in Renaissance time, because I am that much of a nerd. So, so the past few months, I've basically been finishing with schooling to be a medical office specialist, which means that I'm a medical assistant. It's one step below being a nurse. I can't call myself a nurse because they have a lot more duties than I do. But um, I wanted to do something that I felt like I would be good at and would obviously pay the bills a little bit better than asking for commissions. So, you know, um, so I moved to Maryland from South Carolina, and I'm still not used to the cold here. So it's been interesting trying to find a job here in Maryland for medical office specialist, and I finally find one. And this is the part where I talk about how I've been the past couple of weeks, I guess you could say. I won't get into the politics part of it because I hear enough of it at home. I have two parents who are on a bit of a different political spectrum, so
Oh.
yeah.
Hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you
me
just
too.
kind of sit there, smile, and go like, mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm. It just like begrudgingly give them a thumbs up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to be supportive, but I just. But anyway, so the past couple weeks have been odd. I've been trying to kind of get more experience at work, but they haven't been giving me nearly enough hours that I feel like that I should be getting, and I'm actually thinking about looking for another job. But good news is that I actually have a job interview on Monday, so hopefully,
Nice.
yeah. So
Very cool. All right.
you know, I kind of was just like, I'm just gonna stick it out. But it's like I don't know if I could stick it out. I'm only getting like 8 to 16 hours a week. That's not livable wage, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh yeah.
it's kind of been a struggle in that sense of I'm trying to be as useful as possible. I'm trying to put myself out there. I'm trying to be a good employee, but I feel like I'm just kind of being pushed to the wayside for now. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's been a little bit stressful because of that, but
Sure. Yeah.
I'm trying. That's the important thing.
Yeah,
It is.
finding a new job can't be easy. One thing that's always kind of frustrating is when they say like you need experience for this job, but then you think to yourself, how do I get the experience if I can't have the job to get me the experience?
And
Exactly.
that's kind of the thing, is that it's been hard because I was supposed to have an externship this year for my medical office specialist course. And of course, COVID hit full force right as that happened. So we didn't have an externship. We didn't get a chance to get experience. So we didn't have a chance to build our network. So, it was basically going in here telling people that I was trained for this and them going like, You sure? You don't have experience." I guess the most frustrating thing is that sometimes I'll get people who are like, "You look like a good candidate," and then somebody with experience just swoops in and is just like, "Bet," you know. And
Mm.
so, yeah, it's been hard, but I'm just trying to do my best and just doing what I can with what I got, and I've got a little like about 2 to 3 months worth of experience now, so hopefully that's enough for somebody to go like, "Yeah, we'll try you," you know. So.
Yeah, I kind of had a similar experience when I got lucky with an internship at a local electrical company. It lasted about 2 months, and I tried to work there in like one of the manufacturing department, and it just was not um fit for me. Like just just became too monotonous to me. I couldn't even last 2 days in it, so I kind of quit. Kind of under the assumption that those 2 months would be enough. Turns out they weren't. As I was trying to reach out to marketing companies, and I just ended up working at another THX store like I used to.
Mhm.
So I am lucky that I landed this position on this website, and I should use that. eh, I'm definitely gonna put it on my resume though. I am gonna, because I do think that it can help me in some like maybe some marketing department if I'm really that lucky enough.
And you have writing samples, and you have even like proofreading samples and editing samples too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm sure eventually you will find the job that's the right fit for you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the goal with this website is to monetize it at some point. Like we're talking about it and thinking about it behind the scenes as well. So
Yeah.
The goal um, is hopefully at least by the end of this year that we've set up, a Patreon,
Mhm.
maybe a Streamlabs if we ever decide to go to video.
Yeah, I
TJ
really want to
already
do
has
that.
one.
Yep,
Patreon. Yeah.
and even my animation co-host Cameron
Yep.
has a
Yeah.
Patreon, so it's definitely something we're looking into.
Cam has his, Michaela has hers, so she's somebody that I can use as a resource as well when she's not busy.
Yeah. So before the new year began, I got summoned for grand jury, which is which
Really?
is something I wasn't expecting, especially since we're still in quarantine. I haven't actually like reported to the courthouse yet, but like the way it works is on Tuesday I was given a number to call and it will give me instructions on what to do. This week I didn't have to report because they said like numbers 1 through 250 did not need to come in Wednesday morning. But this is supposed to last like 12 days, so ranging from like January 6th to February 26th. So basically every week I have to call that same number to receive instructions. So I have no idea. I have like no idea whether or not I'm going to actually end up serving on the jury.
Hmm.
So that's kind of gotten my
That
anxiety
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
riled up.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
understand.
Always puts you on edge.
Yeah,
and
man.
and to be honest, it's not that I mind it's not that I mind necessarily having to do jury duty. It's actually something I'm kind of looking forward to in a normal year, not necessarily this year.
Right.
Yeah.
But honestly, like like the biggest concern for me is just the weight. I
Mhm.
I'm not a big fan of vamping to something. Yeah, so that's kind of had me on edge recently. On
Oh.
top of Wednesday being just madness.
I yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of the crazy thing is that, I guess what's weird for me is that I have anxiety too, and I guess it's not that like I don't care that it happened. It's more like I'm just numb to it all because
Mhm.
I'm like so to that point where I'm just like just let it happen. Just not let it happen, but just let the madness happen because it's obvious that that's where this is going. Oh my god. Like
Mhm.
it is not that I want anything bad to happen, obviously, but it's just you become so numb to it because 2020 has
Mhm.
just kind of made everybody just so numb to everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really
And
has.
that's one thing about it. It is kind of nice to know that there are people out there who get stressed out like you do, and 2020 at least reminded me that.
And
yeah.
that's really the whole thesis behind this podcast, that
Mhm.
we're pretty much exposing ourselves to our audience because we want to let them know that whatever they're going through, you're not alone.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like whether you struggle with anxiety, depression,
Yeah.
and any sort of like um, mental illness, this is this is pretty much your reassurance that it's okay to not be okay.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right.
But on that note, this is a brand new year, so
Mhm.
this is your time to chart a course to become the better version of you. Now, off air, I asked for 3 New Year's resolutions.
Mhm.
You can add more or you can do less, whatever you feel comfortable with. Jacob, why don't we start with you? Anything that comes to mind?
Well, one thing I need to work on is, well, mainly my anxiety. That's kind of the most obvious thing right now. And I need to, and I don't know if I mentioned this on my podcast before, but, fighting anxiety never solves a damn thing. So, trying to argue yourself out of whatever you're feeling just doesn't help. So, I finally kind of figured out a solution, and that is just to like, don't argue with yourself. Don't kind of pull yourself out of it. It's like, nope, don't, like, okay, don't tell yourself not to think the bad thought. Just say no. Okay, just don't. You've already figured out that you shouldn't bring up bad thoughts. You shouldn't bring up things from the past that or from the future. Like, that's the kind of thing you need to focus on living in the moment. I think it was Lao Tzu who said, if you're living in the past, you're feeling depressed. If you're living in the future, you're living with anxiety. And but in the present, you have peace. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to live in just not just focus on where I am right now. Okay, and
Mhm.
that's one thing. Number two, I've learned that I need to be easier on myself when I make mistakes. I just need to, like, I just need to remind myself that I am human.
Mhm.
I need to remind, I'm gonna make big mistakes this year, just like I did this year. But I should always remember how far along I've come across since I made those mistakes that I once made. I should never dwell on them as much as I used to. And I'm slowly getting better at that.
It's a hard
And
process, man, and you're not alone in that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And number three, this isn't really like an emotional one, but there are some movies I really need to still see, like Lawrence of Arabia and
Same.
the Man with No Name trilogy, and there's some movies I'm really missing out on, I think. And I've got the latest edition of 1001 movies you must see before you die.
Nice.
It's a good checklist. I'm trying to go by that. I'm using a randomizer between 1 and 1001 to pick a number for me and look up. There's this on Letterboxd. There's this list of all the movies that I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go to the corresponding number and to the corresponding movie, and that should help. It's like actually commit to watching these movies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's my top three.
Those are good.
Yeah, that sounds solid.
Amanda, what about you?
Oh gosh. So one of the first things that came to my mind was I need to seek a psychiatrist because I've been neglecting that part of my life, and I saw one once back in 2016 for a pretty big reason because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me for the longest time. I just knew like that I wasn't happy, but I tried to force myself to be happy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
We've been
so
there. We've all been there.
yeah, so I ended up going to this therapist, but I think I need a psychiatrist so that maybe I can find the root of the problem because I'm not medicated on anything for
Mhm.
depression currently or
Mhm.
anxiety. So I mean, I don't. It's not that I necessarily need it, and not that there's anything wrong with having it, but it's more of just trying to find out what do I need to get
Mhm.
myself to a better place mentally because there's times where I just, I have ADD, depression, and anxiety, and a bit of PTSD. So, like, it's a really weird mixture, and it really makes it hard for me to be productive. And like, my anxiety is telling me just do something today. My ADD is just like, I don't wanna. And my depression's like, yeah, me neither. And so it's kind of just it's a struggle, and if I could hopefully find a psychiatrist, hopefully they can help me, you know, do a bit better in helping with the productivity because I really do want to be productive. It's just
Sure.
all of my issues in my brain is just conflicting with each other. So, you know,
Yeah.
um
Yep.
and number 2 is to try to find something to do. Hopefully, some things will open up again. I got vaccinated recently. Hopefully, the vaccinations will help. Um, but try to find something extracurricular to do that can help me get out of the house more because
Mhm.
usually I'm an introvert, but I think too much introvertedness because of COVID-19. I've kind of run my limit on the introvertedness part.
Mhm.
So, but I'd like to find something to do on the outside of my house, because I'm new to Maryland. I don't know anybody here. I literally only have my family here. So I want to find people that I can just go and say, "Hi, Joe Schmo. Let's go have coffee or something."
On that point, Amanda, you know that I moved too, right? Within the past couple years, like in 2019, I moved from Hawaii all the way to Florida, and my
Oh,
family came with me.
we were like
So
neighbors for a little
I don't
bit.
know. I don't know anybody here either, and I wish that I had like gone on vacation here first or something just to get the lay of the land, and just be like, man,
Oh my
what is this
god.
place? And then of course COVID hit, and it's like you can't go anywhere now. You're stuck in your house.
And it's funny too because like I lived in South Carolina for the longest time. You should have told me like right away. Just been like, "Hey, person in South Carolina, let's go." So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I know how hard moving can be because like
Yeah.
all of my friends and people that I care about, or well, not all of them, but a good chunk of them that I care about are in South Carolina. And I
Hmm.
used to have it to where I could just go like, "Hey, Andresia, who's my best friend, want to
Hmm.
hang out? Yeah, sure." And
Hmm.
we could do social distance.
Yeah.
Hang out.
Well, okay, I know two people here, the three people here, and that's about it. That's they're
Yeah,
good friends, but yeah, it's just hard because I'm 80 miles away from them. So
yeah, and
even when you're closer, you're still too far away.
oh, what killed me was when they had like the big wrestle like event
Mm-hmm.
happening, WrestleMania, everything right
Mm-hmm.
there in Florida. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I know people in Florida. I want to go see this. They have my favorite wrestlers there. And it's just like, we're canceling. And it's like,
Yeah, yeah. And then they
so,
did that 2 night thing, and it was just like I don't even know what they're doing really with that.
yeah,
Anyway.
it was weird. But
Amanda and I are both wrestling fans, in case you
yes,
guys haven't noticed. So we're like,
Mm.
we're gonna talk about that eventually. When we get the
yeah,
wrestling podcast going, we're gonna do that.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean AEW's down in Jacksonville. If I could get down to Jacksonville right now, man, I would just go to one of those shows. They're doing awesome stuff. They got Sting.
Oh
back
yeah.
and jeez. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
yeah. Not to hijack your.
No, you're fine.
But
But
yeah.
the other thing is, I wanna, and this is, I guess, it kind of relates a little bit to the mental health portion of it. I want to do a bit more art because
Mhm.
I used to just like pump out art like crazy a couple of years ago, and I guess because of my depression, I haven't really been doing as much as I'd like, and that's the unfortunate thing is that it's that side effect is that again I don't want to do anything, but like I have all these art supplies. I have this organizer that I just got that I've organized all my art supplies. It's like it should be easy now. So, I want to be able to do some more with it, expand my horizons, and, you know, try to make something that makes me happy. Because when I do art, it's like completing a project. And for me, it's not that I'm the greatest artist in the world. There's a lot better artists than me out there. But for me to be able to create something and put like
Mhm.
my whole entire heart and soul into it and be able to say, I made this,
Hmm.
it makes me happy, and
I, I
mhm.
bet that's therapeutic.
Well, it's very therapeutic, and what's been fun for me is that I have discovered different mediums that I could do. Like I could do acrylic, oil pastels, colored pencil, Copic markers. The only thing I can't do is sculpting, but I mean, you know, uh, but I've been, I've been trying to expand my horizon with it, but every time I try to start on a new project, I don't do anything with it, and it's like I need to get back into doing that this year and try to make at least one art piece a month if I can. You know, and if I can do it once a month, maybe I could do it once like every 2 weeks, something like that. Just
Mhm.
I want to be able to do something that made me happy and I could accomplish again.
Get yourself started and then just move that. Keep moving the needle and keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then once you find that groove, then you'll kind of be on the right track.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. So I've been actually looking at going back to my first point. I've been actually looking at potential psychiatrists I can go to. So hopefully I can go this upcoming week and find somebody that can help push me in the right direction. So
It's always good. Seeking help is always good.
Hmm.
absolutely, yeah.
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 Kiona, what about you?
Okay, so let's see. For me, I think the number one thing I'm going to be focusing on is working on the website and podcast and trying to grow our audience and really like trying to grow the brand a lot. That may result in a website change, a design layout change, or it may result in like a logo change because I think our logo is looking a little long in the tooth. But yeah, I just kind of I want that to be a more central focus because as you know, like last year, the second half of the year was really rough for me. Got to the point where I was like, I just want to quit. I don't know if this is going anywhere.
And pretty much every time you said that, I grabbed you by the collar and said, "No, you are not
Mm,
quitting."
we all
You
did.
busted my balls, man. You guys busted my balls, which is nice. That's good because you guys, you deservedly so. I mean, I needed that, and I needed to be reminded of like, don't stop because this is an important thing, and it's giving us a chance to really to interact with the world and hopefully put something out there that is more on the positive side than the negative side.
Yeah.
I know sometimes I can be a negative Nancy when it comes to movies and things like that, but we have a good team and a good crew here, and they balance me out.
Yeah.
And even when I'm like, shit, I hate this thing or whatever, or or like with Wonder Woman 84, for instance, I was the guy who was kind of like didn't hate it but not completely on board, and then you guys were like, no, it's awesome. So
Yeah.
I feel like we have a good variety of opinions here, and
Yeah.
and I think that unlike a certain other website, which three of the four of us here used to write for in the past, I feel like we want to stay focused on the positive, and we want to just kind of maintain that message of there's good stuff out there, guys.
Yeah.
The negative stuff gets more clicks, but there's good stuff out there that we all love and that we want to share that. love with
Yeah,
you
we're
guys.
not gonna be doing any grifting on this site.
No, we will not do that. We will not do any googly eyes on the YouTube on the YouTube thumbnails. We won't do that. Brie
Yeah.
Larson with the googly eyes. Not gonna do that
Yeah.
because she's awesome, first of all, and doesn't deserve that
Yeah.
treatment. Anyway, so yeah, that's number one. I would say number two for me is just being, like Jacob said, just being kinder to myself and being and trying to maintain that with other people. It's been the kind of year where I feel like, we've all been sort of shut into our houses and stuff, and that can cause a bit of cabin fever, and that can cause us to kind of fly off the handle at each other. And I think that, in everybody's life, no matter what political position you have, no matter what, your relationship with your family is or what have you, everybody in this world can stand to be a little more compassionate and kind and empathetic. And I think that that's something that we definitely want to get across as well with the work that we do. And thirdly, I would say just writing more. That's another thing where, I feel like um, my best friend recently told me that she believes that I'm a writer, and that's something that has kind of fallen again by the wayside because I've just been so busy trying to help my family and trying to take care of everybody else that has been backburnered for me for a very long time. And I've always had this idea that I've really wanted to work on, and for years and years and years, and I've just been too lazy to get to it. So I'm gonna try this year to work on that, and hopefully, now it's even easy to just self-publish your own stuff. So at this point, there's really no excuse. But again, just with the caveat of being, be kind to yourself, give yourself a break when you need it. Don't go overboard, and don't burn yourself out, because I feel like that's kind of what I tend to do is when I'm helping, like run the website and stuff like that. I'm trying to be more cognizant of not burning myself out. Like with this website, it's kind of me just posting stuff. So like I'm the only one that can right now because Josh is indisposed at the moment. But like, and he's been helping me, and I really greatly appreciate that. But it's like it's hard for me to do it as a one-man operation to keep posting things. So I have to like kind of assign myself a day where I can be like, okay, I'm gonna take a break from that right now and focus on other things and just try to maintain mental health, which is what this podcast is. So yeah. And that goes along with all the usual New Year's resolutions of, try to eat less and exercise more, and try to, try to just do all that healthy stuff. And, man, I'm going to be 40 this year, which is crazy insane to me. So I'm just like, I need to be more aware of like, health issues and stuff like that. So
I'm pretty sure that's on everyone's resolutions.
yeah, definitely. That's a generic resolution, so that's why I wanted to give you guys three more specific ones.
Yeah, like if New Year's resolutions were a bingo card, then that's like the free space.
That's the free space. Yeah.
I know what you mean about the writing thing, because like I have been working on a novel for like 6 years now. So
Yeah, it's really hard, and you get distracted, and you're like, especially if you're on the internet and your computer's connected and stuff, and it's like,
yeah.
well, I'll just take a few seconds out to go watch a YouTube video, and then you're like scrolling, you're doom scrolling Twitter.
Oh my god, a new video on Onision. What's new? But
man, I'm so glad I'm old when it comes to that stuff, because it's just like all those YouTube guys are just like, they're like non-entities to me. So I'm just like, I don't give a crap who this Onision guy is, just go suck in lemon or something, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
go on a rocket ship and get fired into the sun for all I care.
Yeah, I mean, well, that whole thing's a mess, but
yeah.
But like, I'm writing this story, and it's so important to me, and like characters are parts of me, different parts of me, and like I want to be able to publish it eventually. I'm like on chapter 12, and it's like, come on, you could do it. It's just that the hardest part, literally, when you're writing your own story, is just like trying to figure out, well, what's the next step. I know the beginning and the ending. It's just the middle part that's the hardest part.
Well, you see, one of the things I want to do in my novel is I want to do this sort of ambitious thing where you like your first book is followed with the perspective of the hero,
Hmm.
and then there's a heel turn, and then the next book is followed by the perspective of the sister of the hero.
Hmm.
Ooh, that sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he just, when he comes face to face with power, and what is it that he does with it is he takes it instead of refusing it.
Yeah.
So
With my story,
run with that idea, guys. Everybody, run with that idea. Please
Yeah.
steal it. Go
with
ahead. That's a freebie.
with mine, it's about a family. Well, 6 brothers who are supernatural. One's a half brother to the rest of them, and there's a
That's
curse
awesome.
involved. I'm not going to get too far deep into it, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of angst involved and a lot
Yep.
of like resentment towards the half brother, um and the main character is, she finds out that she's a healer and she finds out that she can help them cure their curse,
Mhm.
but she kind of starts to heal herself as well because she's dealing with a lot of depression and trauma. So, yeah.
That's
Uh,
incredible. I like that. I like that
thank
a
you.
lot. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just gotta get it out there.
See, that's interesting because mine is like, dude, there's gonna be like a walled city and like cyber ninjas and like explosions.
The difference between men and women writing.
Hmm.
I can't wait to
But
read
still,
both of these when they come out in 2025.
there's still gonna be an emotional
Hopefully.
core. It's gonna be surrounded by cyber ninjas and explosions. That's all. But no, okay, I'm just kidding.
All
And then
right.
Cyberpunk 2077 came out, and it's just like, well, they kind of did that story, so.
I know.
Don't you hate it when media takes your ideas?
Just,
Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it
basically.
25 years ago. Simpsons did it.
Yeah. Essentially.
Oh, that's great.
All right, so here are a couple of my New Year's resolutions. I think Keelan and I have the same number one. I think my biggest goal for 2021 is this is going to be the year that Renegade Pop Culture really gets off the ground. I mean, we're what, 10 months into our operation?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Just about.
we have an audience. I see whenever I post links on my social media, I always get like the same like 3 people who like the post every time, and you guys are very appreciated. But I would like to see this go beyond our little core, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it grow into something that I can turn into my dream job. This is
Me too.
Yes.
Hmm.
because I
That's
have a full-time job now, which is nice for stability, but while it's a job that I enjoy because I think naturally I enjoy helping people, I want to do something that still helps people, hence this podcast,
Mhm.
but I want something equally for myself as I do for other people. The other resolution, which I guess I've already kind of started before the new year ended, was I'm seeing a therapist again. I've been to therapy a couple times. The first was in 2013 after really hitting rock bottom um, in my third semester at Oneonta. That's when I figured I reached a point where college life just wasn't for me at that point. At least not living away from home at the time. So I saw my a family therapist who kind of helped me move like get to a place where I can kind of get myself on a new path and kind of find my happiness again.
I barely
Um,
made it through college without my family.
I still don't have a bachelor's degree. I only have an associate's from my community college in individual studies. One day I might go back if I want to like maybe take writing more seriously, or I want to go for cinema studies. We'll see about that, but but that's my number one and two. Improving improving my quality of life is sort of the theme of my New Year's resolutions.
Mhm.
My third one is to, and I know this is tough because we're still in the middle of a pandemic, but like outside of work and the website, I'm trying to figure out the best way to expand my world. Like as much as I am an introvert, I don't want to be I don't necessarily want to be a workaholic the rest of my life. I want to be able to have a social group that I can interact with in real life. If that means making new friends wherever I go after I move out, because the best and worst part about living with your parents is, you know, you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for rent, but when most, if not all, of your old high school friends have either moved on or just kind of busy with their own lives,
Or are
it-
married and have kids and
Yeah.
are seemingly like they're
exactly.
they're well adjusted, and you're sitting here like, I'm still single and I don't have any kids and there's like no
Yeah.
future for me and I'm turning 40. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, like for me, it's turning 30. I'm just gonna go cry over here now. You guys have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
I'm
no offense to all my old classmates, of course, but I mean,
No.
I'm just saying, I love you guys, but it's just,
Yeah.
it's so fun. There's
Yeah.
pictures of kids all over my timeline, and I'm just
Yeah,
I
look
know
what
that
I'm doing with
experience.
my life.
Yeah, on
like
Facebook.
the past week, it's been like somebody has gotten engaged or somebody's gotten married, and it's like, what the heck?
When did
Am,
we get old?
did, did I get the last to know? Like, am I the one that's on the last bus for this? What's going on?
Why is your kid like a toddler and walking now? What?
Where did the time go?
Wait, your kid's going to school now? What?
Why am I 40? Why am I no longer the target demographic for advertisers?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
But yeah, I'm 28 right now. Still live with my parents. I am paying some rent. It's not an arm and a leg per se. It's like it's just enough to get me in the habit of like actually having expenses. But I don't know. I have no idea when I'm going to move out. But I know that if I want to survive in the real world, that I need to expand my circle. Like, sure, a lot of the family on my mom's side lives here, so they're people I can lean on for help with the essentials. But I don't just want to survive, I want to live. And
Sure.
in a perfect world, I would say 5 years down the road, maybe, or like 3 to 5, that I imagine that we have succeeded in getting this website off the ground. Hopefully we're all able to relocate into a more like central location where we have like a building.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the dream, and that's why this year is so important, because this is the year that we can make the steps to turn this into something that can last probably even beyond us. That's
Yeah.
something
I've
I
been
really
That
imagining-
want.
would be a dream.
I've been imagining since we started, like us actually living in the same building, actually, with all of our, like, I can imagine like we're like doing like sketch comedy even, while we're here, like we're just like in character and we're doing all these crazy shenanigans.
Beanbag chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, or yeah, like, and there's like this one room, like, or there's like separate rooms for like each different podcast, and there's also a kitchen in there, and they're like we all have our own bedrooms and stuff.
I'm taking
that would be
Lorenzo with me.
awesome if we
And there's gonna be like a sketch,
Yes.
like a sketch uh um where two guys are like camera and mic are discussing something, and you just get so passionate, angry about it, or else, and then I'm sitting right next to it, like next to the window, and I duck because I know a chair is gonna be thrown through the window.
You're imagining like G4 offices or something like during
Yeah.
X-Play, during like Attack of the Show, and them just
Oh
doing
my
like
gosh.
crazy shenanigans.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And here I am, like by the window with a coffee in my hand, holding my portrait of Lorenzo, just kind of chilling. Oh, Lorenzo.
You
And
Renaissance with the
like,
best of them.
there's a part where someone took the last piece of cake or whatever, and we're all trying to figure out who did it or something.
Suddenly, Terry Tate off his linebacker comes in and just like tackles someone.
Yeah.
Cake is just smeared all over the face part of Lorenzo. I don't know who did it.
When you mentioned the Renaissance, Amanda, I was thinking of like that line in Buffy, in that Buffy episode called The Freshman,
Oh, good.
where she was just like, where Xander tells her, "Are you ready to do some reconnaissance?" And she says, "Is that like where we all make statues and paint and stuff?" And he's like, "No, Buffy, that's the Renaissance."
Not quite the same.
Not quite. Not quite. You're a little off there.
Just a touch.
Oh yeah, smidge.
I wish I
yeah.
could start a Renaissance podcast, actually.
That would be pretty cool.
It would.
That would be fun.
I'm sure Tyler would be interested in that. Like, he probably could talk a lot about it.
Oh
'cause
my
he's
god.
our resident historian.
So expanding on the resolution I said about expanding my world,
Yes.
I don't just mean that in real life. I also mean my online presence too. I don't know if any of you guys pay attention, but I try to signal boost as much of my friends' content as possible.
Sorry.
That's okay.
And I think it's good for us if we start expanding ourselves to
Agreed.
like to other podcasts, maybe
Mhm.
maybe start reaching out to more guests for our shows,
Absolutely.
and anything that we can do, anything that we can do to help ourselves as well as help others.
Mhm.
That's kind of my goal in life in general. I want to be I want to give to others just as much as I'm giving to myself.
Especially when a lot of them have been, kind of giving us a little signal boost as well on Twitter and that sort of thing. So like, like the there's this podcast called the Family Plot Podcast or Plot Family Podcast, and they've been
Yeah, I've heard of them.
I think that they're a true crime podcast, if I'm not mistaken. Might be something like that, or a mystery podcast, something like that. But yeah, I've often wanted to ask them if, like, maybe one day we could do a crossover show. Have us go on their podcast, have them come on our podcast or something, and just just kind of share with each other in that sense, because they've done a lot for us on Twitter. Like, that's a lot of our followers are other podcasts, so that's like a perfect way to do that, what you're saying, Mike, and just kind of expand that way.
Yeah.
And
Have you gotten a lot from Millennial Mike's audience?
I actually don't know.
I don't know for sure, but
Like I know we've had Millennial Mike on a couple times.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been
It was
great.
it was really fun to have him on
and
the anime preview.
I was on his podcast once too, but we never I don't think he ever posted that episode. It was a Final Fantasy VII remake episode that he and I did.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have him on board for the Snyder Cut one that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I'd so want Gwen on that podcast too. Gwendolyn J. Stone from Twitter, Josh's friend.
I've been wanting to work with her for pretty much ever since we met on Twitter.
Yeah. She's very cool.
She seems like she'd be a perfect fit for our operation.
Absolutely perfect.
And we've even acquired Morgan Ledger from Vaulting.
Yes, Morgan and James
Sullivan. They're both from the Mr. Coat community.
That's another person that I think we need to have.
That was just this week. We got Morgan and James. Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean,
it'd be nice if we could get Stefan on as well.
I wouldn't count on it because he's a pretty introverted guy.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
I wouldn't be surprised if he joins the podcast. It would be his very first one.
I want to work with PJ and Evan because I haven't had the chance to.
Yes, we will make that happen for sure.
Yeah, and I
Um,
definitely want to be on Fresh Takes with you and Brock. That's one of my resolutions of this year too, is to be on that
Fun,
because that's just such a fun show, man. It's so cool.
I'd love to have Tony Goldmark on our show too.
he goes by some jerk with a camera.
yeah.
He's one of my
It's a
favorite
great name.
people on Twitter.
Oh, he is a great Twitter follow.
He's
If
he's
if
so incredibly witty.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Yeah, love that.
Funnily enough, I've kind of had a few fingers in a few podcast pies. We have
Mhm.
Riffs and Ropes where we talk about wrestling, and I've actually interviewed a couple of wrestlers, the likes of
Sweet.
Funny Bones and you know, Link to the Future as he calls himself, um, AJ Kirsch, who's awesome dude, really nice, and Richard Chineri, who's like my favorite wrestler, and yeah, but
Well, I'm
that
gonna
one's
have to
a
look
bit
those
of
guys
a
up. I don't know of them. That was
there's a
after my time watching, so I just recently got back into it, like within
it's
the
indie
past couple of years.
wrestling. It's Hit Slam. They're from the Bay Area, so um, but and then I have Legends of the Internet where we talk about legends of the internet. But
That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, I started a podcast with my buddy Joey, who's in charge of Legends of the Internet with Root Info, which is a Amazing Race podcast because why
Cool.
not?
Awesome. Um,
So yeah, so I kind of
that's
hmm?
great. Actually, we should actually follow each other on Twitter too, just to get that going.
Wait, did I know you on Twitter?
Yeah.
Or are you talking about Legends of the Internet? Are you talking about me?
Yeah, like no, we follow you already, but I mean, we should follow
Okay.
like those shows that you've been on as well, and just to kind of open that door a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And my buddy Paul Casey um also runs his own podcast, and I'm trying to get him on board with us too for this year. So hopefully I can bring him on and talk about movies and TV and whatnot. And,
Yeah, it's
well, yeah,
interesting whenever you start doing stuff like this, how many doors it really opens to like
yeah,
different people. Like I know Cinema Nippon. Um, I know him a little bit because I love his stuff. He talks about all sorts of niche Japanese movies, and you know,
very cool.
it's interesting the kind of platform that it creates whenever you start just talking and geeking about things that you enjoy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I
So.
feel like something that's happened for me within as December went on, and sort of like when the Mass Effect remaster got announced, was that sort of that passion that I felt I had lost was coming back. So towards the end of last year, and then with Biden winning the election and stuff, that helped too. And it's just like um coming into the new year and stuff, I just felt like so much better about the prospects of the site and about working on things and getting things going. And I feel like this year is going to be a very positive year for us. So
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a good feeling about this year too. And you know, Keanu and I have been talking off mic about what the website will look like in the future, and I'm I'm hoping to try to get back into creating more like editorial content for the
mhm,
website as well.
mhm.
Um, that's that's something that will help attract an audience that maybe won't listen to all the podcasts, but is like a frequent like will frequently view like the website itself.
Mhm.
So it'll give them content to read that they like say they don't have time to listen to a full podcast, but they want to hear my thought, or they want to like know my thoughts on say what music I'm listening to,
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
favorite Looney Tunes cartoons, or
Mhm.
That is something that
something like that.
we want to look into, and also maybe like shorter podcasts, like mini episodes. So something for people that like don't have a long drive or something, and they just want to listen to like a half-hour episode or something, and just
Mm.
have that, you know,
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah.
kind of cool.
We've kind of set the precedent for that already with,
Yes.
you know, we've done, like, Hayden and I did a review way back in, I think, like, August for Hamilton. We just
Yep.
covered White Lie.
Yep.
So if we can get more
Like
more
single movie or single game
Yeah,
episodes.
especially when movie theaters start opening, we're opening again. We're for sure going to have a separate thing for movies that are theater exclusive. Like I'm pretty sure
Yes.
Dune is going to be a theatrical only release.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully by then we're all good and vaccinated.
I hope
or,
so, man.
or you know.
Hopefully it'll be more under control than it is right now. But man, I'm loving the ideas that we're throwing around too. Like this is good for my mental health. I don't know about you guys, but it's good for my mental health to know that we're all kind of on the same page here, and that we're all kind of like, we're sharing these ideas, and I love it. So
Yeah, this I think this is good for us.
oh, I
Us-
gotta tell you guys. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Mike. I
No,
have
go
to tell
ahead.
you guys, it just jumped into my head here. But like, so one of the things that happened was Wednesday was a really like nasty day for me because like, so I woke up really early that day and I was dealing with computer issues because I was trying to like, and this is first world problems, but I was trying to like download drivers and things like that and just update my computer and whatnot. And so it basically took all day to do that. And on top of that, I was dealing with like a PayPal thing, like a money thing,
Ooh.
and like all this stuff was happening to me, man. And it just like, and so I was on like the phone on hold with PayPal for like 2 hours trying to get to talk to a person because like there was a hold on my account, like a limitation on there that I had to fix and that I just couldn't fix for so long. And finally got it fixed, but it took holding on the phone for 2 hours. And like,
Damn.
and then right after, or as that thing was going, as I was holding on the phone, I saw the Capitol building get, just besieged by people. And I was just like, what in the heck is going on today, man? It's
Yeah.
what? Yeah. So Wednesday was just a bad, stressful day, actually. Like that was the worst day of I think the past few weeks, to be honest. It was just like, and I mean, I know that those are like, those are just petty problems, but when it comes to like the big thing that was going on. But I mean, it was like a stressor on top of another stressor on top of another stressor. And so that just, yeah, it damaged my calm, something fierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Work has been kind of hectic over the past month. Like, I don't think there's been a single day that I haven't worked at least a little bit of overtime.
It's the worst.
And yeah, luckily most of the week I have the freedom to work at home. They've like they've recently made us come to the office at least like once or twice a week. So I was in the office on Wednesday, and pretty much like it was just really hard to focus on being productive that day
Sure.
because when I was handling a specific task, I would be pretty much on my phone on Twitter,
Yeah.
just watching the madness unfold.
Yeah.
And oh, go ahead, Jacob. I'm sorry.
I don't
Go
know how
ahead.
anyone could normally function when with all that shit happening. Okay, now the floor is yours, Kira.
Okay, thanks, man. Yeah, so just like watching all that stuff, it just reminded me of like when you're glued to the news and you're just watching something unfold and you don't really know what the outcome is going to be, and you're just hoping and praying that it ends peacefully and nothing, that cooler heads prevail and no one gets hurt really. But unfortunately, some people died and some people got injured and a lot of people got injured, and it's such a waste. That's how I felt about it. It was such a waste of, just like people who can protest. I mean, you could protest the results. That's perfectly fine. Just stay peaceful. Don't go climbing the walls. Don't go bashing in doors. Don't go trying to trample police. And it's like that's way over the line.
I think what
And these right wingers were just bragging about how comparatively peaceful they are to like Antifa and Black Lives Matter, and then they do this shit.
Oh, please. Yeah.
Charlie Kirk, he deleted his own tweet where he said, one thing you never see us conservatives do is riot or burn shit down. He deleted that tweet.
Jesus.
Yeah, that didn't age well.
Yeah, I think what really pissed me off the most that day was just how inept the Capitol Police were at handling this. Whereas over the summer during all the Black Lives Matter protests, cops were like, cops had like all the weapons. They had the tear gas, the
Yeah.
like the plastic bats. They like
And
the
they,
rubber
they-
bullets.
And they had all the
rubber
funding.
bullets. Even the military came in for a few
Yeah, that's insane to me.
and yet these assholes storming the castle can just walk right in.
And somehow all these weapons they had magically disappeared. Like it was such a stressful day that you kind of forgot the fact that the Democrats won the Senate from Georgia.
Yep.
And Georgia got a new governor.
Yep.
A black woman, and then this happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It just made you completely like it just clouded just momentarily like any positivity that came forward from that day.
Yeah, I hear you. And there was chatter about it as far back as December that they were going to do something.
So
There was online chatter about it.
basically enough people knew about it and that nobody stopped it is
Negligent.
It says a lot about where their priorities lie.
I think too that when they were dealing with the Black Lives Matter protests and all that stuff, is that they had the president backing them, so they had federal backing, as opposed to like now where it's like they don't have that funding or that additional apparatus to to call on.
And you have all these right-wing QAnon nut jobs suggesting that Mike Pence was on Epstein Island or something.
Good Lord.
Like he's one of those satanic pedophile people because he did his fucking duty. It's like, oh, now he shouldn't obey the Constitution. Okay.
I don't know how much these people know about the political system, but the vice president can't overturn the Electoral College.
It's like any more than Joe Biden did in 2016 or Dick Cheney did in 2009.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Fucking Al Gore did in 2001. 2000. It's just what the fuck made them think that he was gonna do it? He was gonna break that president.
Vice president has two jobs. One is to serve as the tiebreaker for the Senate vote, and the other is to take over the presidency should the president fall ill or indisposed. That's it.
Right, exactly.
That's it. That's what the vice president does.
Yeah.
So him calling on the vice president, him calling on Pence and just being like, you better do your job or else. It's like,
and all these
he did do his
electoral
job.
fraud lawsuits have been they have been roundly rejected. They have been 60 times.
Yep.
The lower courts and the Supreme Court, in which 9-0 they ruled against challenges to dispose of Pennsylvania's mail-in votes. Not even all three of Trump appointed judges. They all turned. Wouldn't that give them a clue that maybe there's no evidence that there was voter fraud?
Oh, my favorite thing was that lady that Giuliani picked out of a crowd of drunk people at a local bar.
Oh God,
brought her to that Senate area. She's
Giuliani.
like, "Excuse me,
yeah,
excuse me. Do you guys know?"
Okay, this is another.
I was threatened.
This is another example of Tony Goldmark's wit. Is that when Sean Hannity on Fox News, he had a picture of the Michigan and he said the upper UP was Canada. And Tony he says in all caps, they don't even know what fucking country they're trying to kill. And Sean Hannity, by the way, he's been banned from Olive Gardens apparently. Yet it's hard to revoked.
I saw that thing. Didn't they say at the end, weren't they like, well, we invite him to take advantage of our great takeout or dine out like options or something?
Oh wow.
Oh God, that's wonderful. You know something. I usually don't like Olive Garden, but bless them.
That message they put out was
That was pretty cool. That was pretty funny.
yeah. I'm 25% Italian, so I can't in good conscience like support Olive Garden outside of that message. But that message was badass.
When you're there, you're family, except for Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
Man, Hannity, what the heck, man? I mean, like, I remember when he had the show that at least pretended to be balanced. Like, remember when Fox News pretended to be fair and balanced? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like when they had like Alan Combs was on there with Sean Hannity. It was called Hannity and Combs, and then now they're just like completely they fired Alan Combs for whatever reason. I don't know whatever happened there, but probably because he wasn't getting along with the program.
Remember when the craziest thing right wingers believed was the Earth is 6,000 years old?
Can we just go back to that, please?
Yeah.
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 6,000 years old.
I just think this whole QAnon bullshit is what's uniting the rights because no one believes that shit anymore. Like that's like the new superstitious nonsense, the reactionary bullshit.
I like that meme that was like the Viking, the dumbass guy dressed up as a Viking was like Q sent me here, and then they have a picture of Q from Star Trek going, "I most certainly did not."
They did not.
Oh, the internet can be
God bless the internet sometimes, man.
The internet is like both the best and the worst thing to happen to society.
Yeah.
On the one hand, it was Twitter where Trump was basically inciting like this whole domestic terrorism thing, but on the other hand, you get thousands upon thousands of memes just completely ripping Wednesday a new one.
It's so fascinating to me to see like all of a sudden all these guys that were completely on his side now all of a sudden grow a centimeter of a spine.
Yeah.
And suddenly are like, well, actually my duty prevents me from turning over this election. And it's like, yeah, no kidding. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
You know.
And all of a sudden, people have stopped making fun of that screaming girl in the green coat who screamed when Trump was inaugurated. I bet she's having a field day recently.
Oh, I'm sure.
Dude, I remember the day that Trump got elected. You know, I remember that night because I was at work at Starbucks in Hawaii Kai, and it was me and my shift leader Jamie, and we were both kind of watching the election results as things were happening in the store, and we were just exchanging looks with each other. And some of our regular customers who know us, they were like, you know, they were all sympathetic because we were like looking at each other going like, oh crap, this is actually happening. What is going on? And you just had that existential dread that like something bad was going to happen. And like, you know, it took 4 years. I mean, finally Twitter grew a spine finally and got rid of them. But I mean, they
not just Twitter, like
3 years ago.
Pretty much
Facebook
every
too.
every social media platform, YouTube, Spotify, what other platforms are there? LinkedIn.
Yep. Let them
Instagram.
Let them go and congregate in their little in their little parlors and their whatnots, because you know, I mean, you're gonna live in that bubble anyway. So
just keep that bubble to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, keep all your bullshit there. You know, don't rather.
Yeah.
Sane people have our platform. And you have yours. Everybody wins. It's a no-win situation.
You
can
cry free speech all you want, but it stops being free speech when it's just sitting there going like, you know, when people are inciting violence and inciting rebellion.
Saying that Mike Pence should be executed, which even that was taken down from Parler.
God.
When Parler has standards, that's that's when you know that they're fucked up.
Yeah, that's when you know things are effed in the B.
Yeah, I like the idea of Kiona of having like a catch up of our favorite movies of 2020.
I love that too.
Because there's some I was planning to talk about before we decided to do the October one, like the Halloween one. Actually,
Yes.
I would like to talk about Clouds. Actually, that's one I want
Okay.
to talk about. And there are other movies, or like other like The Assistant. I like that.
The Assistant. We never talked about that.
Yeah, I know, because it just keeps being sidelined because there are just too many movies I wanted, like relevant movies, that it was just a little too late.
What was that list that I watched almost all of them, and then we were like, nope, we're just gonna focus on Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Do you still have that list somewhere?
I have it somewhere.
Safety on Disney Plus.
Safety
That's
was
a good
decent.
movie.
That was a good movie. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was Jamie Foxx's daughter. I was like, damn, she's a fox.
I mean, she is literally a fox.
She is literally a fox.
Yeah. I remember when we were I said, okay, we're going with Safety after seeing the first 30 minutes of Godmother.
you were like, I'd like to strike that from the list, please.
Yeah, just because like as soon as Isla Fisher, like the whole premise, it's basically Elf, but she's a godmother she goes to the human world to look after this woman who sent her a letter when she was 10. And so it's like the typical fish out of water hijinks, and
I like Isla Fisher, but yeah.
As soon as she says they're turning greyhounds into buses, I was like, nope. Okay, that's it. We're talking
no,
about
I usually like Julian Bell, but even just watching the trailer for that, it seemed she was very, very out of her element.
Yeah.
Man, they're turning greyhounds into buses. Oh wow.
Yeah, and I know, Keanu, you want to talk about Black Beauty. We can give you that chance.
No, dude, that was like, okay.
By the way, Mike, I want to ask, have you been using your HBO Max subscription to watch any of the Ghibli movies, by curiosity?
I haven't yet, but only because I've just been super busy.
Okay, I get it, man. It's just, man, you're missing out. I'm just going to tell you that you are missing.
Yeah, I need to watch a lot of those too. I really need to.
I
want to watch Lupin the Third, the first. I really want to watch that.
Yes, you should.
Yeah, I think I would enjoy that one. And I've kind of softened towards Soul as well. Like I think it was actually pretty good. And the jazz stuff was awesome.
I genuinely believe that Soul. I'm gonna say I think Soul is Pixar's peak. I'm just gonna say that this is their apex in terms of how much artistic integrity that's put into this movie. How different it is from. I honestly do think it's different from everything else they've done, just because of how slow, how mellow it is compared to like the hustle and bustle. I even mentioned this in my review for the local newspaper. How it just doesn't have that same. It's actually a calmer, and I love Pixar, but it was nice to see something different, like it's something that's primarily an adult movie, and and its message, it just resonates with me so much. It's like, and what's cool is I thought Toy Story 3 and Inside Out were Pixar their peak, but now I know that their next movie, Luca, is not going to be either Cars 2 or The Good Dinosaur. So, yes, that's reassuring that their next, it's not going to be nearly as dip a quality as those movies.
Soul is, I think, probably the first Pixar movie that is kind of the opposite of like their usual material. Normally they make family friendly films that are adult friendly. This is the first one that's
kid friendly.
Yeah, it's
like an adult movie.
Yeah, I think it's a PG adult drama.
Yeah.
That is accessible to children.
I would say Ratatouille. I think that fits that description too. Ratatouille, just Yeah, it's a movie that kids would like. It's just that it's made adults were primarily at the center of it.
It's it's a difficult balance to pull off correctly.
It really is.
Same thing with The Incredibles, Wally, and Up. I would say, well, just because
Yeah, Wally.
Up's
Yeah.
protagonist was the elderly, and Wally had the balls to have his first act be dialogue free, and
Yep.
it's always interesting to remind that even mainstream animated movies can have an adult edge to it.
But we're still not quite there yet where animation can be like truly for adults, because
Yeah.
there's always going to be that stigma, especially from the major studios.
I feel like Japan gets it, and I feel like Europe gets it, but when it comes to America, it still like has that stigma of like, yeah, we're not doing this for adults mainly.
Yeah, it
we're
doesn't
doing
mean
this for kids.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that Pixar is going to make the next Grave of the Fireflies or whatever.
No.
Or I remember Brad Bird. He was trying to make a movie at Pixar about the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. Wouldn't that have been an interesting direction?
I would love to see Pixar do something like that, where it's more aimed at adults and it's more like slightly darker.
Yeah,
but also a story about hope and resilience and that sort of thing.
Yeah, like a story that would actually work in live action. Just I don't think any of the Pixar movies would work in live action nearly as well.
Yeah,
as they are animated. They always have something that makes them too fantastical to be a live action movie. Actually, now on the subject, I think Soul would actually be slightly more interesting if the human world was live action and the Soul part, the afterlife stuff, was animated. Just to give it more contrast, because in the human world they already have kind of a quasi-realistic look to it. So
they did.
But
still
yeah, it still looks
but
amazing. Yeah,
That
the
would
animation.
actually-
That's another thing that's cool.
That would be fascinating
else is
if Pixar actually did that one day, like do a like I know there were like some live action elements in Wall-E, but like a full live action CG hybrid from Pixar would be it would
cool.
be it would be something different.
Yeah,
like Joe already looks a lot like Jamie Foxx.
he did.
Yeah, so yeah, he would transition perfectly. Like that would have been. Did you hear about their upcoming movies, Kiona? Their output. I'm looking forward to seeing Red, the movie where the teenage girl who every time she gets excited, she turns into a giant red panda.
I'm for that.
I just love. I'm even looking forward to Lightyear with Chris Evans as Buzz.
Same.
That is going to be interesting. Yeah, Chris Evans as Buzz too. That's an interesting thing.
I would have mentioned. I should have mentioned this when I was on the Cartoon Saloon one. When they make Lightyear, they should. I would love to see it have a '90s movie aesthetic, like a '90s, like Independence Day or Armageddon. Kind of have that '90s cheese to it.
That'd be cool. Yeah, just embrace it.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Raya and the Last Dragon, but I'm not looking forward to having to pay $30 to watch it. Because I ain't doing that again.
Yeah.
I'll do it for that one because it looks like a movie that deserves that high price.
There were things I liked about Mulan, but I didn't like it to the point of $30.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I have an extra $30 lying around, which right now I do not, but if I do, then at that time, then maybe.
Yeah.
Because it does look really, really cool. It looks better than Mulan to me.
Guys, out of curiosity, would you like to hear the top 10 highest grossing movies of last year?
You know what? Go for it.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I'm going by I'm on Box Office Mojo right now, and so far I'm going by in-year releases. So obviously Wonder Woman 84 is gonna join here eventually, but so far they are number 10. Number 10 is Gentleman.
Okay.
That Guy Ritchie gangster movie.
How much did it pull in?
36 million.
Not bad.
It was before the pandemic. Number 9, The Croods: A New Age, 36 million.
Okay.
Yeah, and that one's been on the upswing too.
Yeah, it's been doing surprisingly well.
It looks
8,
fun.
Tenet. It is fun. Tenet
Tenet.
with 57 million. Number 7 is Onward with 61 million.
Oh man, I remember that whole thing with Onward where it was just like, oh, you're putting it on Disney Plus so soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like towards the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Number 6, The Call of the Wild.
Huh. Number
Yeah, that-
6, really?
Yeah, that Harrison Ford dog movie. That
Yeah, with the CGI dog. Yeah.
that is
What I
everyone's
want
talking
when I
about
go
how
see a Call of the Wild.
What remember? Everyone's complaining how Buck looks so fake and all that. He looks
It really-
too human.
On the big screen, he actually looks a lot better.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just gonna say this. Though that was actually criticism from the Buck that it was based on. That Buck was too. That Jack London was a nature faker. Number
Really?
5. Yep. Number 5 is The Invisible Man.
Nice.
Good movie.
It
Very
is
good
good.
movie.
Number 4, Doolittle.
No.
Is
The
it
movie-
domestic or global?
Domestic.
Okay.
Number
Ew.
4 is like the movie where Robert Downey Jr. shoves his pen up a
Shows
dragon's asshole.
Yeah.
And
Let's
number-
not talk about that one ever.
Number 3, Birds of Prey.
Okay.
Number 2, Sonic the Hedgehog,
Okay.
yeah, aka Hop 2.
Ha! It's all right. He's all
And
right.
number 1, Bad Boys for Life.
Yes.
Wait,
Oh, that's what
I
threw
remember
me
how much fun we
happy.
had talking about those movies.
You know what always gets me about Bad Boys for Life is that it says Bad Boys for Life, so I always think it's the 4th one instead of the
Yeah.
3rd one. Like
yeah, I
that
don't
would
know
have
why
been a
they
good
didn't catch on
title
to
for
that.
like Bad Boys for Life. It would have been better if it was the 4th.
They blew it.
They blew it
Yeah.
there. That was a prime Fast and Furious, style naming convention right there, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, that's just like, one of the things keeping me sane right now has been gaming and just like, getting my PC set up so that, I almost feel like I don't need a PS5 or an Xbox Series X at this point because I'm like, I have a really good PC here. I might as well make use of it. It can run Cyberpunk and make it look good. And so I was like,
Yeah, what was the glitch that everyone was sharing on Twitter?
dude, there are so many glitches in that game. I mean,
Yeah.
even on the PC, which runs it really nicely. Like my PC has ray tracing on and everything, even though it's a 2070, it's an RTX 2070, it's not a 30. But it's like it still has like, visually it's pretty awesome looking. And so, but even then, there's still glitches in the game. And I still feel like they could tighten up the aiming because the aiming is shit in that game. And it's like, if you're gonna do FPS gameplay, first person shooter gameplay, you better have a damn good aiming system, which I don't feel that they do.
Mm.
But anyway, regardless of that, there are moments where like there was an enemy that I had to kill that was glitching out, so he would just like disappear and reappear and disappear and reappear rapidly. And I just happened to luckily enough have a shotgun and I managed to kill him. And he was holding like a key card that I needed to continue on in the level in the mission. And but it was just so funny that like he just kept disappearing and reappearing. And there was a moment where I would walk past like a doorway and there's the briefcase that contained an item that we're supposed to be using for the mission and it's just floating in the doorway. But yet it's also there and we can use it to continue the mission. So it's like duplicated itself and sticking in the doorway. And they just needed to do more work on this game. And even with that, I still love the story and I still love some of the characters in it. I think it's not horrible, not as horrible as I thought it was initially. But initially, I was so against it because it was just a circus of crashes and glitches and horrendous game-breaking bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was a rough one to get through, but I'm glad that I got through it, even though I played as male V and he's kind of a schmuck. Female V is where it's at because Jeremy Lee is awesome. And I got to meet her that one time and she was very, very cool.
Yeah.
That's an interesting story too, actually, because it was at a convention in Hawaii and we were like standing in line and she had to go do a panel, but she was, she saw that there was a line of us. And so she just said, she was like, okay, everybody, I'll sign whatever you guys have and you can take a picture with me and stuff, but we just got to get through it real quick. And so we managed to do that. And she was nice enough to do that for us because otherwise it would have required us to come back and line up again, and she knew that some people had to go home or had different things to go attend. And
I just thought something. If
Mhm.
March 3rd, that's going to be our 1 year anniversary. Okay?
yeah,
Wow.
March.
actually March 2nd.
Second, yeah.
What are we going to do?
Maybe that thing Brock was talking about where we play Among Us or something on
That's
Twitch.
actually a
could be
really good
one thing.
idea. I'll talk to him.
Or we could do Jackbox, or we could do we could basically do whatever you guys want to do. I mean,
How about I was thinking maybe something like or it's just the ultimate free for all or something, or it's just
could be that.
like the Renegade Pop Culture 1 year anniversary spectacular.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing I say we do is we just make it a week-long thing.
Oh, okay.
Like all of our shows for that week are just celebrating the 1 year anniversary of RPC.
It's like one video, one podcast a day, basically.
I honestly might just request that whole week off just so I'm available every night to do something.
You know what would be awesome is if we could do like a D&D kind of virtual thing, or like do like a cyberpunk thing or something,
Or
like the role-playing game.
yeah, like and everyone who's ever been on our show more than once can pitch in. Like we'll have Millennial Mike on board, we'll have Evan on board, we'll have Hayden, and just so anyone can be available.
That would be awesome, man. Start thinking up ideas for that because we definitely want to do something. I want to also open up the group, make it public for a bit. I was thinking of doing that as soon as maybe next week. Just open it up for a day and see if we get any response. And
before we wrap up, are there any final thoughts you want to get out there? Any messages you want to send to our audience?
Guys, I would just say that there's still hope in us, that 2021 will be a better year. Just hold on to that hope, guys.
Yep, keep it going. Amanda, did you want to add something? Because basically we were talking about a lot of stuff and just talking about the future of the website, especially. And did you want to maybe just kind of chime in?
Technology, it's great until it sucks.
Yes.
So I love this mic. It's fantastic, but it's just like, hey, that little tripod? Yeah, we're just gonna buzz the heck out of it. Hey.
It happens.
The one thing that I will say about 2020 is that 2020 was a big test, and some people won't even realize just how much they need to change themselves or change their lives until they reach that point where things are bad. And I'm not necessarily saying that 2020 was good, but I like to think of I like to think of 2021 as a chance to create a sort of renaissance for ourselves. Because I mean, just throwing out my history nerd, prowess out here. One of the things that makes the Renaissance so inspiring is that it came from probably the darkest point in human history, which was the bubonic plague.
Yep.
And, the Crusades were still happening. It was all sorts of fun, bad stuff were happening at the time. And so the Renaissance came from let's enlighten ourselves, let's make ourselves better as a human race.
Yes.
And right now, things are still bad. It's probably not going to get back to normal until realistically 2022. It might start to look like it's getting normal this year, but I mean, I think the biggest thing that you could take away from this year and last year is that you know things are things are changing, and some of it's for the worse, some of it's going to be for the best.
Mhm.
And there's no point on harping what happened. It happened. we're living through it still. But
Mhm.
we have to do our best instead of fighting it. We have to do our best to try to adjust to it and and that's kind of the thing that makes us stronger people is the ability to adjust to certain things. If we need to fix it, we'll fix it. If it's something we can't control, we shouldn't have to fight back against it. We just need to try to adjust ourselves into that situation and
Mhm.
do what we can. Hello, cat. And and it's so easy to give up when everything seems so bleak. But one of the things that I had to learn how to do was if there was things that I could not control, I had to learn to just try not to freak out about it as much as I used to. And really, cat, I'm doing an empowering and you have to ruin it. So
The cat just crawled in front of the screen. So for people listening.
so
Okay. Yes. Yes.
just to
No, I
wrap it
get you.
up, yeah, just to wrap it up, things will get better. It might not seem like it right now, and I know it's crazy, and I know for people with a lot going on mentally and emotionally, it can feel like it's the end of the world, but it's not. Trust me. So,
Yeah.
well, hopefully not the end of the world, quite
Hopefully
literally.
not. I think we'll slowly start to crawl out of that hole that we've dug for ourselves soon.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
for
Yeah.
sure.
I agree with pretty much all of that. This is like the perfect opportunity to slow down, kind of like take inventory of the positives in your life, like whether it's people, your interests, your hobbies, and anything that gets you through the day. Hold on to that tight and do whatever you can to make this year and make this year and whatever lies ahead of you in the future, make it the best future possible. To quote one of my favorite lines from Back to the Future Part 3, your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has. So make it a good one. And I guess that's where we'll end this installment of the mental health checkup. Before we go, where can everyone find you online? Amanda, we'll start with you.
So, my Twitter handle is the one that I use for a lot of my social media, and
Mhm.
it's Hitsugi-chan, HITSUGICHAN, twitter.com
On Twitter.
Hitsugi-chan. That's the one where I kind of use the most. I have my own personal Facebook, which I mean, I guess you can add me, but I don't really do much except post selfies and my cats, which I guess is kind of what I do on Twitter too. So I'm very versatile. Um, but I don't really use my YouTube much. So I mean, I guess that's really the only accounts that I use are Twitter and Facebook. So
Okay.
All right, Jacob.
You can find me on Facebook and Twitter by Joe Crable. That is KREHBIEL. And I'm also part of the Renegade Pop Culture Facebook group.
All right, Kiona.
And that group is at facebook.com/group/RPC42. That is our Facebook group. We're going to open that up to public pretty soon so that you guys have a chance to join us in case you haven't already. Also, renegadepopculture.com. We got show notes, we got podcasts, we got articles, we have an About Us page that I'm going to work on very, very soon. So, hopefully that'll be done hopefully within the month. Man, it's been so long. I need to get that up. But anyway, also on Instagram, I am at Neoplasmic24. That's kind of the Instagram that I use for RPC stuff as well, because I don't really have an official one yet, but we're working on that. And then on Twitter and Facebook, our official pages are at Ren Pop Culture.
All right, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Captain K42. Check out all my quick thought reviews on letterbox.com/CoachK42. Find me in all the various Facebook groups just at my name. You can find all our podcasts once again at Anchor, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple,
Google.
wherever you listen. And as we mentioned, Our website is renegadepopculture.com. Need to escape? So do we. That'll do it for this installment of the Mental Health Podcast, or the Mental Health Checkup. We will catch you guys later. Peace out.
Peace, guys.
Bye.
Bye.